There are few burdens heavier than the guilt we carry. Most of us know what it's like to replay over and over again our failures in the quiet moments of life. We remember words we wish we could take back or choices we regret, patterns we can't seem to break. And if we're honest, one of the deepest questions the human heart asks is this: how could God truly accept someone like me? Romans chapter 5, verse 16 identifies and speaks directly to that weight. Paul writes, "The judgment following one trespass brought condemnation, but the free gift following many trespasses brought justification." In just one sentence, Paul places two realities side by side: condemnation and justification. First, he reminds us of the seriousness of sin. Adam's one trespass brought judgment, and it opened the door to condemnation. That is a guilty verdict that spread across all of human history. It touches everyone. Sin is not a small problem. It's not merely a mistake or flaw. It is rebellion against God, and it carries real consequences. But Paul doesn't stop there. He immediately turns our eyes to something far greater. He says that while condemnation followed one trespass, the free gift of God comes after many trespasses, and it brings justification. And that contrast should astound us. Paul's showing us that the gospel is not fragile. Grace is not something that's easily exhausted. God's mercy is not overwhelmed by the accumulation of our sin and rebellion. Think about what he's saying. Justification comes not after one failure, but after many. Not after a minor offense, but after a mountain of guilt. Justification means that God declares the sinner righteous. Not because the sinner has become righteous in themselves, but because Christ has taken their sin and given them, covered them in his righteousness. It's a verdict of acceptance. Not guilty. Fully forgiven, counted righteous in Jesus. This is awesome. And notice, Paul calls it a free gift. It cannot be earned. It cannot be repaid. It can only be received. This is why Romans 5 is such a deep comfort. If the condemnation that we experience came through Adam's sin, justification comes through Christ's grace, even in the face of many trespasses. So if you feel weighed down today, if your past still haunts you, if you wonder whether God could truly welcome you, hear the gospel clearly. The free gift is greater than your guilt. In Christ, the verdict over your life by grace through faith is no longer condemnation. It is justification. The slate is wiped clean. Grace in Christ speaks the final word. I'll see you next time.